a patch came out yesterday evening, and there are patch notes. So let's take a look at the patch notes over here. It came out yesterday, and I'm not gonna go over everything in too much detail, but I'll go over like the important stuff. Mainly, okay, magic chain and light attacks are now true block strings. So this is just saying that like light, medium, heavy stuff are true block strings. Why this matters is because before in the game, people could just mash out supers and between your attacks and shit, and that was like super annoying. So for example, before I could mash out of this by doing my level 3, just because there was like any gap, you could just mash, and now there's essentially no gap here. So like if I'm trying to do super or whatever, like that's real. I can't just mash out super in that situation. So it's a pretty big change, pretty big thing that's gonna help when you're trying to create some kind of offense. Now your opponents aren't gonna just be able to mash supers out of it. So really good change in my opinion. Assist using combos scale accordingly to how many times they've been used. Something about like I think the timer is increasing each time it's used in a combo. If you use an assist, that you can't loop it so many times. At least that's what I think is supposed to be happening there. Sudden death rework, for anyone that saw the video about the patch notes and stuff, they're making it so that sudden death, you keep your allies in sudden death, but they just don't recover any health. And when one dies, they just switch in without like a whole like animation thing happening. So I think it's a really good change. I'll be interested. I'm excited to see how that is. It says improve motion inputs as well as slight increase to damage buffer. Apparently motion inputs was giving a 5% damage boost, and now it's 8%, but I've seen a lot of people talking about how motion inputs are actually worse now in the patch. So I think they tried to improve something, but it failed. So I don't really play a motion input, so it doesn't matter that much to me. But this is like a quick update breakdown here. Block strings, assist cooldowns, assist damage, scaling, sudden death, motion inputs. Yeah, they fucked up the motion inputs. And these are all the fighters affected. So they affected like 12 out of the 18 fighters. I see Anissa and Omni-Man, two of the characters that I've been using, are not on this list. Cecil did get a tiny nerf. General counter tags put attacker's assist on 5-second cooldown. Happy birthdays, whereas that's just when you're hitting multiple like the opponent's point character as well as their assist at the same time. It says that they damage scale correctly and assist takes 100% damage on every hit. Before they weren't taking as much damage. Damage scaling has been adjusted to make repeat light and medium attacks in a combo get individually scaled more. Oh, so I'm wondering if that means that just doing, because they had this whole thing where if you actually do light attacks in combos instead of heavies, you're actually doing more damage. I'm wondering if that's actually to affect that. Forward throw now changed into active tag more consistently. That's nice. This using combos will scale according to how many times they've been used. So yeah, it says forward assist will scale in 3-second intervals up to 12. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Back assist will scale in 2-second intervals up to 12, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so it just means that the more you're using an assist in a, I guess in a combo, yeah, in a combo, you shouldn't be able to loop it as many times. They fixed a bug where back assist would sometimes receive a 3-second cooldown rather than the intended 6. This was a significant usage online tournaments via Invincible's back assist. That's super good assist that Mark has for the back assist. Assists no longer regenerate red health during ultimate animations. That's actually pretty good change. I think that's a pretty good change. Magic chain is now a true block string. So that's light, medium, heavy attacks. Crouching mediums are not always true block strings, both into and out of during combo. Projectile normals still do not create true block strings at longer ranges. Cecil players beware. Poor Cecil. Poor Cecil. All light attacks are true block strings. So that's like standing light, crouching light, standing light. That's true block string. Defenders gain boost meters slightly faster while in block stuns. Okay. Fighters not in the point position at the start of sudden death now remain alive during sudden death. Yeah, we talked about that. Fighters can't regenerate health. Yeah. Okay, that's we basically talked about that. But they somehow kind of messed up motion input, so I'm not even gonna go over that. Adjusted active tag windows with several supers across the roster for consistency. I'm wondering if that's gonna affect me being able to like combo into Anissa's super more consistently. Alan the Alien neutral special no longer corrects direction. Not sure how much that matters. Adam Eve reduced dash distance. Ooh, back assist recovers further forward. So it's going to be slightly less good as essentially a defensive tool to try to get your opponents off of you when they're pressuring you. Because before she would kind of be called behind them, so you couldn't really get her out. Now she's going to be further forward, so she could actually get hit out of that. Super 1 has more damage. That's her like hailstorm thing that no one ever used. Super 2 has slower startup on super armor, more recovery on block, less pushback final hit. So that super was ridiculous. So it's good that they nerfed that a bit. You can active tag out of super 2. That's like Battle Beast super where I think he goes in the air and slams them down. That's been basically no one uses that. Cecil dash distance reduced. So yeah, he doesn't dash as far. I can show you guys what that looks like since I actually do use him. Let me just put him in here. But yeah, Cecil's dashes definitely shorter range now. Definitely shorter range, but it's still really good. Like, he's still going to be a very strong runaway character, but it just goes a little bit less far than it used to. So they just slightly reduced like how good his dash stuff is. And back assist now has slightly longer recovery. Oh, really?
Get out.
What is it?
Need a hand? Come on.
What's the new recovery for this?
Okay.
It's 6 seconds. I thought it always was 6 seconds.
I got you. What I deserve.
Yeah, not sure. But yeah, they said that that has longer recovery. Super 2 now deals same amount of damage whether used grounded or in air. It doesn't matter a whole lot to me because I wouldn't really use that much, but okay. Conquest down special has more recovery between attacks. It should be more punishable. That's nice. You could always kind of punish him with a jab, but maybe now there's a little bit more of a window. Duplicate just a jumping neutral special to more consistently connect with smaller characters. Forward special follow-up no longer auto-corrects facing direction. I'm not sure how much that matters for the Kate players. Elemental's Super 2, I think that's her wind thing. It does the same amount of damage whether used grounded or in the air, okay. Invincible, neutral special, less pushback on block, slower recovery. It should be more punishable. That's his overhead kick. Forward special, that's his forward advancing lariat punch thing. Less distance, less pushback. That's a good change. Down heavy has less pushback on block. Active assist out of Super 2 should now reliably connect. I've seen some stuff about that that's like they did something weird with Mark in this patch. Let me show you guys actually, because it's not right. It's not right what they did with this character. He's kind of stupid right now.
I'm ending this.
Yeah, like you can just kind of keep doing it. There's no way this is intended, right? There's no way this is intended, right? Look at this. There's no way. They made probably the best character in the game technically more broken in this patch.
I'm ending this. Here we go. I got you.
I can't imagine this was intended. I can't imagine that was actually intended.
You are going
But
to
regardless, he's capable of doing it right now, so that's kind of crazy. Kind of messed up. Monster Girl can retain velocity on her forward dash during normal attacks. So her forward dash makes her airborne. So that's going to make it a little bit better for her to like continue pressuring, I guess. Back assist, that's her overhead belly drop assist. Starts higher, longer active hitbox. You shouldn't be able to crouch under it anymore in small fighters. So a little bit of a buff there.
Powerplex actually got a little bit of a stealth nerf. It says here back assist starts further forward, slightly longer recovery. So his back assist is worse, kind of similar to the other projectile characters. Forward assist no longer causes flip, allowing defender to recover faster. That sounds bad, but they also made it so that his forward super, his super one, the forward one that he shoots lightning bolts. Before that started up like really fast. I think they made the startup of it slightly slower, so you can't like essentially get through gaps like you could before. That was kind of like tech I kind of found out about just a little bit before this patch came out. Rexplode forward special projectile angle change to be aimed further down. Not sure how much that matters. Maybe that makes him a little bit less good. Forward assist now starts further forward, has slightly longer recovery. Okay. They did a couple stuff with Robot. Increased damage to forward special, boosted normal. Jump down medium as an increased projectile speed but shorter active hitbox. Okay, I think that's her little combo meter gains slightly for repeated hits. Increased recovery, charge medium tuned for easier input and follow through. So just to make the move easier to connect or something like that, or so that it comes out and that you don't actually get it if you don't want it. Air down heavy, that's the dive kick. So you can't cancel it into special or super on block. Before that was like super stupid. So that is a little bit of a nerf, but yeah, Robot was kind of stupid for that. Air down heavy has slightly less blocks on it and can be punished a little easier. So you should be able to punish that easier. And then a bunch of some creator quality of life stuff. Rex's ultimate, less offensive. I wonder what it says now. Go away or something like that. Replays, stepping backwards through replays should be smoother. Watching a replay no longer change your control scheme to that of replay match host. Okay, sure. Couple little things here and there. Updated move list, whatever. Nothing else too crazy here. That's essentially the patch. Mostly you'd think that this is a good patch. I think there's mostly good changes going on here, but yeah, like apparently this Mark Infinite or near infinite buff that he got for this glitch of his back super is kind of stupid. Like that shouldn't be there, and motion controls apparently are a little bit busted. So hopefully they fix that soon. I see an Anissa fix a bug where super 1 would double cross up opponent. I wasn't even aware of that happening, to be honest. So that's essentially it. I'm not really gonna read through all this, but if you guys are watching on YouTube, I will leave a link to these additional changes and stuff in the description of the video if you guys want to check that out. Feel free to check it out. But if you learned something here, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.